what really inspired you to get into this field?
So I've studied hospitality. I've done my masters from Les Roche International School in Switzerland, and I always wanted to do something in hospitality as a hotelier or a boutique hotel person. All my restaurants and the Thane Club that I have, which is a sports facility, I have currently 300 plus employees. A lot of my top managements are female.
How did you come up with the name Blah?
Blah, negatively or positively, is about communicating. It is about chatting with each other.
Yeah.
It is about conversing, right? And that is what was the main focus of the restaurant as well, through its interiors or its food. We have retained a lot of our consumers, and there's a loyal base that we have created is because of two things: good quality food and good service. We have a special category for women, for athletes, and for senior citizens.
But yeah, on the professional side, who's been the inspiration to you?
Ratan Tata and Shah Rukh Khan. The humbleness and, again, the principles and ethics that they have followed. I feel Shah Rukh Khan from being an actor to being a businessman. Ratan Tata from Air India going to Air India coming back in the company. The proverb that he says very frequently in a lot of his interviews is, I first take the decision and then I make it right. You need to have guts to say that and to do it.
Thanks, Niketa, for coming to our show. It's all about women who have wiped out the norm in their respective fields. You have started restaurant of your own, which went on to become a good name, at least in BKC and Bombay. So we want to know your journey of starting up as a restaurateur and what really inspired you to get into this field.
So I've studied hospitality. I've done my masters from Les Roche International School in Switzerland, and I always wanted to do something in hospitality as a hotelier or a boutique hotel person. But I think the stepping stone to gradually progress over there is restaurants. And actually Blah, if you see, is a COVID baby. So honestly, after handling hospitality and the club that I have in Thane for almost 7 years is where I realized, and I spoke to my brother who's my partner in Blah, and we were brainstorming and we were thinking that what new should we do in COVID, and how should we progress into different arenas. And I pitched him the idea that let's do a restaurant together, and I think that is that. And we just came back when thoda the what was that called? The restrictions were lifted a little, so we could travel in Mumbai. So we came back. We were actually in Lonavala for almost 8 months, and we came back and we thought that let's do this. What we've thought, let's put it to action. And literally, we saw the place. We saw Blah. It had just emptied. I mean, the previous tenants had left 5 days ago, and we came. We saw, and in a week we signed it.
Oh,
it was that quick. It was that quick. And then because again COVID struck again, we got time to prepare, and we had already hired the head chef and the other management team. So then we got 3 months to prepare ourselves. We did research. All of us were crazy and frenzying and WhatsApping and Instagramming each other different ideas and philosophies. And I always wanted a women-centric restaurant.
Is it?
Yes. All the time. All my restaurants have swings. All my restaurants have some feminine color or touch. And there's always that one bold factor which I love in all of my restaurants. So these 3 aspects are compulsory in any restaurant you'll go to. These 3 touches will be there. And so that is how Blah came into the picture, and then it followed with other restaurants. And I think it's been a fabulous journey.
And how did you action it? You said that you got the land in a week's time, and after that you started hiring. What else did you do to make it come into real life?
Actually, it's complete team effort. I can say you can never run a restaurant alone. So having the right people on board was the first aspect. We got our managing partner, our marketing person, the chef that we had. We also even hired our restaurant manager in advance. Then I was there, and for legalities and licenses my brother was there. So first I made the team. Then the team was briefed, and the interior designer, and the interior designer. Now the thing is, we all sat together. We all used to sit at socials or at soda bottle opener wala, and we used to brainstorm that what do we actually want. And I already had a clear vision that I want a female-centric restaurant in the business, corporate, concrete sector of BKC. And I do not want to be fine dine. I do not want to restrict myself into the regular plating or the regular nuances that are served in food and beverage over here. So we got that first mover's advantage over here. Then the feminine aspect is what came. I said that obviously we don't want to be pink like a Barbie or anything like that. No offense, I love Barbie. But the idea was that you have to forget that you are in the middle of your work zone, or you're in the middle of, you're wearing a suit and a tie and all of that, and you're coming. It is a conversation place. It's a place where you can chat. It's a place where the ambiance is tropical and feminine, wherein you can unwind yourself, even if it's for that 35 minutes of lunch break that you have, like 45 minutes is usually the lunch break that corporates have. So I wanted to give that break.
Okay.
And that is how we started brainstorming. We got into multi-cuisine aspect. We never wanted to seclude ourselves with one cuisine only. We wanted to be multi-cuisine. So fusion Indian, continental, European, Asian are these aspects that we got. And we got that feminine crockery. We made sure that, the golden color cutlery is there. Then we made sure that there was those frames and the greenery. There's hydroponics. So we grew a lot of our herbs and spices.
Okay.
And we used them in the bar, or, the microgreens were grown and they were used for garnishes. All of these aspects is how we came together, brainstormed, helped each other, but had the same vision. Again, your vision has to match with your team. That matches, you can achieve whatever you want.
That's right. So how many team members do you have now?
So in all my restaurants and the Thane Club that I have, which is a sports facility, I have currently 300 plus employees.
Wow, that's very nice. And you being a woman is leading at the top.
Yeah. We are very female centric. I can say I'm biased towards them.
Okay.
A lot of my top managements are females. A lot of them. And I'm pretty proud of that. And I think it's women who can accomplish anything that they set their mind to. Any human can, but I feel the multitasking ability that a woman has, I feel that's inborn or in our DNA or in our culture, I can say. And because of that, all the women, most of the women I know who are working for me are either married or have children, and still they are able to work and excel in their respective departments so well.
Yeah, that's lovely. And tell us about the name. How did you come up with the name Blah?
So I'll be very honest with you. I was not in favor of the name Blah.
Yeah.
So the first name that we had actually thought was Bed and Brunch.
Bed and Brunch.
Okay. So that means that from brunch to the bed, you can come and chill over here. So BB, अभी भी मेरे नाम में बहुत सारे employees हैं जिनका नाम मैंने BB रखा हुआ है. Like the restaurant name was Bed and Brunch, तो BB मैंने ऐसा कर दिया था. So Blah came into our conversations and the voting went against me, and that's how Blah came, because Blah negatively or positively is about talking. It's about communicating. It is about chatting with each other. It is about conversing, right? And that is what was the main focus of the restaurant as well, through its interiors or its food. We are talking to you through all of these aspects. So that is why Blah came into the picture. It was a risk that a lot of people and the PR agency told us that we're taking. But
why didn't they like the name?
No, because Blah can also be, it's a very blah place. It's like, oh my god, blah blah, what is going on? I mean, it's both, again, it's the tone that matters. But we took the risk, and I think we.
But when you choose unconventional names like these, that's when it becomes the talk of the town. People are like, did you hear of this name? Even if good or bad, it becomes a very good branding exercise.
And it has to be easy. So Blah is very easy to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's true. And then tell me how you chose the name Keish Hospitality for your group.
So Keish Hospitality name has come. I'm a big Krishna fan.
Okay.
So the origin came from that.
Yeah.
And that is how Keish Hospitality came into the picture, because we are Mathura people, Mathura Brahmin, and I wanted the company to have some aspect of Krishna Bhagwan and the sunrise
Yeah.
aspect of his to be a part of the company, and that is why I gave the name Keish Hospitality to it.
Wow, that's quite interesting.
Yes.
And you spoke about your Thane Club as well. So tell
Yes.
us more about that. How did you get to be a part of it and then own it?
Okay, so Thane Club is my first project. I started that project literally a decade ago, and in December I'll complete a decade over there.
Oh,
And
are we having a 10-year anniversary there?
I hope. It's on my dad's birthday actually.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, it's 13 December.
Okay.
So I had just finished my college, my postgrad. I first did my M.Com, then for my master's, MBA again I went to Les Roche and came back, and I joined the Thane Club, which was taken over by my family 6 months ago, and we were under constructions.
Okay.
So we started that job. I started that job over there with 2 people, one project head and me,
Huh.
and only laborers.
Yeah.
And 100 pigeons, 500 rats, and 2,000 mosquitoes and whatnot
Yeah.
stuff. That is how we started the project with 2 people, bricks and mortar,
Huh.
and it's a 65,000 square feet place, which is a sports club, it's a private sports club, sports and recreation to be honest,
Huh.
wherein we have 4 swimming pools,
Okay.
2 gymnasiums, 3 banquets, 4 restaurants, 11 rooms, 2 badminton courts, 1 squash court, and changing room and all of that.
Yeah.
So we started with the club. For 1.5 years I was under constructions. We built a team of 10 in the first 1.5 years. Then after that we gradually grew, and today in Thane Club itself we are 200 people.
Wow. That's amazing. But have you ever thought of launching a club in Bombay Center City?
There's no space. Trust me, I have searched.
On space, tell me, how did you find a space for Blah? Because I spoke to so many restaurateurs who are wanting to do something in Bombay, and they have the same answer कि जगह है ही नहीं. So how did you, like, do you consider yourself lucky?
I'm very lucky. I'm telling you, it's a COVID baby, and that is how I got lucky. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, and I got the opportunity, and within a week I had signed it.
हाँ.
So obviously, yes, Mumbai में space constraint है, you know, and currently even when we are in that expansion mode, we have these issues and we are facing problems in that aspect. But it's a part and parcel. The industry is booming in itself.
Yeah.
And I feel if we keep the patience, the pockets will arise.
But tell me, on the, coming back to the restaurant business, how did you think of marketing it initially? Because all of these consumer facing businesses are all about getting people and getting to let them know that okay, you exist, and
Yes.
there's a reason why they should visit you, not once or twice but every time they think of going out. Like for example, if someone wants to have Pan Asian, 𝒑𝒆𝒅 is the first place that they would want to
Yes.
go, and
Yeah.
they don't even get tired of going there again and again. So what was the brand narrative that you wanted to create for yourself, and how did you get that executed?
So the brand narrative that we get, like I've already said, is about the feminine-centric. So any restaurant, you can pull people for the first 3 to 6 months.
Huh.
Okay, we had a great PR strategy. Our PR agency was Mint and Milk. I love them. I'm still working with them. Then we had a great social media team, and our interiors were fabulous. Right? These are the first catchments because of which, and influencer marketing that we did. These were the first basic broad guidelines that we followed in getting people to Blah. But if I have to get somebody repetitively, like you said, if it's Pan Asian, you'll think of 𝒑𝒑𝒅. If somebody thinks of pancakes and French toast or big burgers, people think of Blah. You know, the food is very continental, very brunchy.
Yeah, you're right actually. One of my friends just recently told me that I'm craving for pancakes, and I said, okay, where will you go and have it? She's like, Blah is the place.
Yeah, exactly.
So
what happens is, for the first 3 to 6 months, our idea was to get as many people as possible through the media, through influencer marketing, as well as through the social media. Social media has become a really big factor. But after that today also people are talking about Blah, or we have retained a lot of our consumers, and there's a loyal base that we have created, is because of 2 things: good quality food and good service. Ambience will change, your menus will change, but your service and the food quality that you give is what makes a restaurant even for 50 years work.
Yeah.
There are those old school restaurants as well that are still there, 50 years old, 20 years old or 12 years old. You and I might be having some nostalgic restaurants जो हम बचपन में भी जाते थे और आज भी जाके हम वहाँ खाना खा सकते हैं. It is only because of the warmth and the friendliness of the staff and because of good food.
Yeah.
So food is emotion. And if your restaurant is resonating that, plus अभी Instagram की वजह से you need the vibe also to be there obviously. But अगर मुझे आपके पास वापस आना है, it is because you connected a nerve in my mind or my heart.
Yeah. And how is it in the case of a business like a club? I know Thane Club was already there, it was famous, people knew about it, but
Nobody knew about it. It was a litigated property.
Okay,
There
tell
were
me more
20
then.
members. So Thane Club is something which we took over after 8 years of it being under construction, and it was only under construction.
Okay.
So we took over, and it was a litigated property which we took on lease then eventually from the government, the TMC, and there were 20 partners, or I don't know, 10-15 partners, and then eventually we as single owners came over, took over the lease, and we have built it from scratch. The name was also not there. The club didn't have a name.
Okay.
There was nothing.
What is the name now?
The Thane Club.
Thane Club ही रख दिया फिर.
हाँ, so हमने उसको, we wanted it to be resonating with the people
The
of
localites,
Thane, the local people. बड़ी मुश्किल से trademark भी मिला हमको.
I know.
मिल गया. And there was nothing over there. I'm telling you, it was filled with rats and pigeons and all of these
So
things.
फिर how did you build it up in marketing sense कि लोगों को पता कैसे चले इसके बारे में? How did they start coming?
So club कैसा होता है? Club में we have membership in the sports section. Okay. क्लब में आपको लॉयल्टी बेस क्रिएट करनी पड़ती है. लोगों को पहले आपका ट्रस्ट आपको पहले लोगों का ट्रस्ट जीतना होता है. So the first thing that we did through our print ads, through the traditional form of marketing in Thane, about 10 years ago, which was print ads and hoardings and bus bags and bus shelters and all of these things that we did. And we did a lot of recreation activities for new people to come and see the facility and experience the facility. If I am telling someone to put lakhs of rupees from their account to my account, I need to give them experience of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And I need to make sure that they have so much fun, or they are liking the facility so much that eventually they want to become my loyal members.
Yeah.
And that is why they will pay the money. So everything boiled down in Thane Club to memberships. We started giving out these things called as member for a day vouchers. Wherein we
Which day?
Member for a day.
Member for, okay, nice, yeah.
Member for a day vouchers is what we started distributing to people. And through that we wanted people to experience that what it is to be a part as a member of TTC. So people loved that because we had a new place. We we were very well maintained. We were one of the only clubs in Thane giving so many facilities under one roof. And because of the experience that they had, and then word of mouth की वजह से we have grown, and giving good experience की वजह से we have grown. And I feel marketing and all of these are supporting things for you.
Yeah.
Eventually it all boils down to your experience.
How many members are we now?
So we are around 3,200 members.
That's a lot.
Yes.
And what's the membership fee?
So the membership fee starts from 2,75,000.
Okay.
Which is for an individual for 10 years.
Yeah.
And it goes up to a family membership of 9,75,000 for a family of 4 for 20 years.
Okay, it's not bad.
Yes.
But tell me, in this kind of a business, how do you achieve a break even? Because the capital cost is very, very high.
Yes, so the capital cost is high, so the break even comes only after minimum 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Until then, everything is through your pockets.
Okay.
Yes, such large businesses, because the capital investment is high, 3 years, 4 or max 5 is what you have to invest. You have to make sure that the great experience is given to them. Obviously, your operating cost is covered because membership amounts are also big. तो उसकी वजह से आपका operating cost निकल जाता है, but the real ROI starts coming after that.
Yeah, that's true. But how did you get the capital arrangements for
Bank loan.
Is it?
Yeah. So we took a bank loan, and then there was some capital investment done by my parents.
Okay.
In the first year. So the first phase of the place that we made a gym, one banquet and badminton court and a restaurant. This was in the first phase. So this we did it through a bank loan, and I got a little bit of loan as capital investment, not loan, capital investment was given by my parents. After that, whatever that we have done, where we've grown to 11 rooms, 4 restaurants, 2 gyms and all of these things, in phases is what I have done. Every 2 to 3 years we've done a phase. बीच में कोविड का phase आ गया था जिसकी वजह से हम ज़्यादा कुछ कर नहीं पाए थे. Otherwise अब तक ये third phase जो मेरा अब complete हुआ है वो 2 साल पहले complete हो गया होता. तो वो मैंने अपने operating cost से निकाल के save करके बहुत सारे difficult financial decisions लेके पहुंचाया है यहाँ पे.
Well, how did you survive during COVID in terms of the rental costs and the salaries of the people?
So in lease period, the rentals whenever you take a lease property, the rentals are a little lower, to be very honest. But obviously there are other humongous costs that you have, which is like electricity and salaries and all of these things, and we did not
cut down
on it. At least for the first year. From the second year we gave certain percentages and we did not fire anybody, and I feel the team was very supportive.
But wasn't it too heavy on your books?
It was, but that's the point. 2 years, again, this kind of a business where the capital investment is so high, you're not here for the short game, you're here for the longer run.
Even the membership fee, like it's not a restaurant that people will stop coming and it'll affect your business.
Exactly.
Membership fee so they've anyways paid for.
Yes. So the plan is long term actually in these things.
Correct.
So जब आपका long term plan होता है, I know COVID was a big झटका, I can literally say to everybody, and especially the real estate and to places like the club, जो बहुत बड़ी properties होती हैं, 60,000, 70,000 square feet is not small. But if you have a great team and great infrastructure, and if you have the ability to bounce back from that, I feel that is what we did. We bounced back. And वो जितना नीचे गए उतना ही अब हम ऊपर भी आ रहे हैं. Because the industry is booming in itself. And उसकी वजह से I feel we survived, and eventually लंबी रेस का घोड़ा बनना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है.
Correct. Yeah, that's very important. But is this the only club in Thane?
Yes.
Do you think is that the reason why it's working so well? Because in competitive.
So competition is with those bigger societies, because Thane is very planned currently.
Correct.
It's being planned and it's becoming the next smart city of the state, Maharashtra. तो उसी वजह से the thing is हमें competition usually अब दूसरी society से है, because they are creating gyms.
हाँ, पे घर के साथ ही सब मिल जाता है.
हमारा advantage ये हो जाता है that because of the magnanimity of
the grandeur,
with 4 different types of restaurants, 4 pools, 1 toddler pool, 1 diving pool, 1 Olympic size racing pool, 1 indoor pool, you have a CrossFit gym, you have a regular gym, you have table tennis, you have squash. Because of that, and plus the networking that you get to do in the club, उसकी वजह से people still want to come over here and unwind. They want to get out of the house, they want to get out of the office.
Correct.
They want to have a lifestyle, or they want to have some time wherein they forget their phones. And that is what club is about. Club culture is only about socializing, networking, and doing things beyond your mundane activities that you do in work and in family.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
But how do you think a club like this would work in a city like Bombay, for example, which already has Soho House, or other small clubs like the Quorum?
So Mumbai in itself, I feel the club culture is still there, and it's great. Like Kharjimkhana and Otters Club have waiting list now.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, they're not selling, and even if they're selling, I think on Google, if you read, it's around 25 lakhs, 50 lakhs. Like so club culture is there because it's again an escape, is what I'm trying to say. And Soho House is an international chain.
Yeah.
They started clubs, but over there, clubs is more about socializing. The kind of events that they do are fantastic. It's more about networking. It is more about socializing. But if you see a club like an NSCI or a CCI or an MCA or an Otters or a Kharjimkhana, they have a different mindset altogether. A Juhu Gymkhana, all of these clubs have a different mindset. They are here for the longer run. They are here for your generations. Generational membership होती है. NSCI and all में I have a few friends कि हमारे दादाजी ने membership ली 11 रुपए में.
Correct.
So both the concepts are very different. Soho House में membership ही 1 साल और 3 साल की है. और दूसरे जो आप क्लब देखेंगे वो
10
आपकी
साल के
जनरेशन
लिए, हाँ.
25 साल मिनिमम 25 इयर्स. यू नो हम भी हैं, हमारे बच्चे भी हैं, हमारे बच्चों के बच्चे भी आ जाएंगे. यू नो स्पाउस भी ऐड हो जाता है, फिर ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन ऐड हो जाते हैं, and all that stuff happens. So yeah, there are these two segments. There's Jolly's Club, there's Soho House. Again, these are only into networking and socializing, and that is why the tenure is also less.
Yeah, but what kind of trends do you observe now which will make a club successful in a city like Bombay with so many options?
With so many options, I feel a club is a place where the location will matter. Okay. First is a club is a place जो आपके radius में होनी चाहिए 3 किलोमीटर के.
Okay.
जहाँ मैं पैदल भी चली जाऊँ. या मैं ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एक बाइक लेके या गाड़ी लेके 5-10 मिनट में पहुँच जाऊँ. तो आपका सबसे बड़ा विसिनिटी होता है क्लब के लिए is the location, and it has to be at a residential area.
Okay.
Because that 5 to 6 kilometers are the only people who are going to come to you and take the membership.
Yeah.
तो स्कोप है, बट यस अभी कैसा हो गया है, द थाने क्लब इफ यू सी ना इज अ लॉन्ग स्ट्रक्चर, इट्स स्प्रेड इन 1.25 acres. Right now the clubs that you see which are the new upcoming clubs, they are in a building structure.
Correct.
You know अब हमारे हाइट पे होने लगी हैं चीजें. You know it's becoming vertical.
Yeah.
ऐसा तो उसकी वजह से I feel there's still scope in the club market. But yes, now the focus is more on the younger generation because of the age category that is there of the current population of India and Mumbai also. I will say being cosmopolitan, I feel Soho House and Jolly's clubs are places which will do better than the rest of the places.
Yeah.
You know, and that is because we are heading towards something called as a gig economy, wherein everything is project based, everything is short term. COVID has made us realize that there's no point in working 24/7 and being available all the time in your professional life.
Yeah.
You need to have personal time, you need to have me time, you need to have self love, you need to have family time. And I am okay to earn X amount of money doing a project for 6 months and then taking a sabbatical for 2 months and then going back again to work.
Yeah.
You know, this trend is coming, which was in the Western world, and now it is catching up in India, and we are growing at such super fast speed as a country. I feel there's place for everyone.
So because you support women so much, and I have this idea, I want to bounce this off you, that how about, you know, making a women only club? What are your thoughts on that?
We have a membership.
Yeah.
Unfortunately I tried that, but we were not very successful.
Why is that?
Because in Thane, like I'll say, the crowd is a mix of cosmopolitan and traditional Thane people staying over there. I mean, we are of this generation where we see a lot of working women, but actual reality ऐसी है नहीं life में. Seeing the population grid, मैं आपको बोलूँ, there are many women who are still dependent on men, or they're housewives or homemakers, or they're doing something from the house. So even if we want an all women kind of a club to be created, it can be done. Yes, but it has to be formed in a very particular format or manner, because women, when they come together, it's madness. We do Women's Day events, and that's why I can say it's madness, and it's insane fun. It's super, but only a women's club. Right now we're not at that stage, or at least Thane Club is not. So in Thane Club we have a special discount, and we have a lower category, lower number of years. Our minimum number of years that we have is 10 years. But if you are a woman, whether married or single, you will get a 5-year membership at an X amount of rupees.
Okay, got it.
So like that, the membership starts from 2,75,000. But because you are a female, whether a married woman or an unmarried woman, that doesn't matter to us. Age category doesn't matter to us. We give you a special membership at 1,50,000 rupees.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, so we have it for athletes.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of state level, district level badminton and swimming champions practicing with us. We have a special category for women, for athletes, and for senior citizens.
Understood. For athletes, it's much lesser, is it?
No, same, 5 years.
Okay.
I mean, the number of years is set, and the discounts that we offer is separate for them. Because they are under the athletes category, and they do a lot of training.
And it's a sports club.
It's a sports club, that's why.
Yeah.
So an all women's club is a great idea. I think it should be a niche that can be created.
But at the right location.
At the right location.
But I have a rapid fire for you.
Okay.
where I talk to you a little bit
Coffee
about
with Karan
your
or
correct,
coffee with
वैसे ही.
Radhika.
क्या वो नहीं क्या आपका iced
Ice latte.
yeah, so starting off, you know, who's been one of the most influential figures for you in your life?
Personally or professionally?
दोनों.
Dono.
हाँ.
So personally has been my father.
Okay, why is
He's
that?
been a huge influence on me, and there are these principles that he has taught me. There was this radio interview उसमें भी मैंने ये बताया था. Few ground principles and ethics have been, you know, passed on from him to me, and I look up to him to the highest level. So in my personal life, it's my dad.
But yeah, on the professional side, who's been the inspiration to you?
So on the professional side, Ratan Tata and Shah Rukh Khan. I don't know
Okay.
why. Like very weird names
Yeah.
I'm taking. But the humbleness and you know, again the principles and ethics that they have followed, or at least what I've read in the Ratan Tata book, or it's in the interviews that I have seen of these people. I feel Shah Rukh Khan from being an actor to being a businessman, and now again at this age becoming an actor again. You know, that full circle in life. Ratan Tata, you know, from Air India going to Air India coming back in the company, to his, you know, logo, not his logo, you know, the proverb that he says very frequently in a lot of his interviews is, I first take the decision and then I make it right.
Yeah.
You know, you need to have guts to say that and to do it. And only a great visionary businessman can think and talk like that, because you're not scared of failure,
Yeah.
and the success also doesn't affect you. That's the main part.
Yeah.
You are only constant working for excellence. Success and failure is, you know, a byproduct.
Correct.
First, you need to take the risk.
Yeah, that's a very important learning. But talking about that, can you tell us some learnings that you've had from your mistakes and incidents where you failed and things didn't go the way you planned?
Oh yes, so many. Oh my God, we can
Like with
write
some
a book on
examples,
it.
top 3.
So there was this salon that I had opened many years ago, around 7 years ago in the club. I had a salon.
Thane Club.
Thane Club में. It was a 1,000 square feet salon. मैंने franchisee लिया था. I'm not going to name brands. It's not right. And
Maybe off record.
हाँ, off the record we will talk about it.
Yeah.
उसमें क्या हुआ, because it was on the first floor and I thought it will be a great thing for members, because हम member discount दे रहे थे, सब कर रहे थे. एक चीज जो मैंने salon industry में realize करी is location was wrong, because it was the first floor and it was inside a club. First that was wrong is what I realized कि location कितनी important होती है hospitality में. You know, especially if you're in the service industry.
Yeah.
You have to be on the face. You know, so location के बारे में मैंने salon से सीखा. Second, training to your staff and management of staff is what I learned from that failure.
Okay.
Because salon industry में you are literally dealing with somebody's hair or dealing with somebody's face. Even if it's an eyebrow, it doesn't matter. Even if it's a nail polish or a nail filing, it doesn't matter. You're dealing with the physical appearance of that person that person is going to carry after going away from the salon. So you really need to be good experts about it first. Otherwise, don't advise it.
Yeah.
So for that, you have to groom and train your staff a lot. Salon industry में अगर आप जो भी successful salons देखेंगे ना, उनका trainings इतना hardcore होता है, इतना strong होता है कि it's a part of the DNA.
Yeah.
Literally in a few months or a few training sessions time. Dealing with irate customers. Or how to deal with them. If you know, obviously you're going to a salon to unwind.
Yeah.
I don't want to be uptight like this, you know, in a salon. तो उसकी वजह से I feel I learned a lot that people management or management of your employees, training them regularly, product knowledge has to be great in that industry, and you know that eventually even applied to restaurants. Even in spite of not being a chef, I try and learn about ingredients, I try and learn about taste, I try and learn about, you know, the plating techniques that chef does. How much ever I can, you know, by brainstorming with him or learning from him or, you know, reading about it. I feel this is what the salon taught me. Then what had happened is I had a failed restaurant as well.
Okay, what was that about?
It was again a franchisee many years ago, around 7 years ago. I had one in Lokhandwala, again not naming. And it didn't do well. बिकॉज उस टाइम पे जो मैं रेंटल दे रही थी वो कैलकुलेशन सही नहीं हुई थी. The rental calculation is what I made a mistake in, and we signed the deal. It was in partnership with another, family friend of ours. And there I realized that your financial knowledge of running the show, of doing the business, the right percentage of the ROI, the right numbers is very important whenever you're getting into hospitality or the restaurant business at least.
Yeah.
If you don't have your numbers right, even though the location is great, your team is great, your product is great,
it won't sustain only.
Don't do it. Don't go on passion only. Passion is very important. It will take you places. But you need to be grounded and you need to have your reality check on the numbers.
Yeah.
Business सिर्फ passion से चलता है तो
बहुत सारे businessmen
होते. There's a thin line between genius and madness. And this is that
success
line.
is that. Yeah. That's nice. And what would have been an alternative career for you?
I wanted to become a journalist.
Is it?
Yes.
Did you try it?
Yeah.
You didn't
My dad didn't allow.
Why?
I don't know. He's like, no, not meant for you. Protective feeling. And plus he was in the police background, so he knows how journalists are dealt with. So he's like, no. Then I want to become a lawyer.
Okay.
Then I did studies for CS, company secretary. Then I did studies for UPSC.
Okay.
Then I did a course in diamond assorting and grading and event management.
Wow.
And eventually I landed up doing MCom in financial accounting. And then masters MBA again in hospitality. So many career prospects. I'm a true Gemini.
Oh my God. Thank God I asked you this question. Otherwise I wouldn't know that you have studied so many things.
Yeah. I think I've been crazy.
Yeah. But lastly, what's the last thing that you did for the first time?
The last thing that I did for the first time is come and speak in a podcast.
Oh, correct. Yeah. That's what we started with and that's what we are ending with. So it's come a full circle and it's been a lovely conversation with you, Niketa. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you.